wanted to interview you just because I don't think I've ever done an interview with you, an actual interview to get to know about you, your brands, and some of the things that you're working on. And so I thought that was important for the people to hear about, not just hear us banter about commitment issues. So, I just wanted to tap on that. So, I know you're currently working on your EDD. What is your area of expertise or your specialty in that? What are you going into?
The program I'm in is on education, leadership, and policy.
Mhm.
Um, and I'll be focusing my dissertation on Black boys and their social emotional development.
Nice. So I do have a question around that. So, you know, um, of course, Black women are very successful. We have multiple degrees on degrees and, making money and all of this. Why are we still seeing, Black boys getting into schools and going on and Black men getting higher education? Why is their rate so much lower still than Black women or people in general? What is going on with that?
I mean, that's an awesome question. Lots of research on that. I think when we start back to middle school, um, eh, what what starts to happen is that you have Black males who, uh, if you're a good student or a bad student when you're in middle school, you kind of get passed along, no matter if you're a good student or a bad student, right? So if you get all A's, right, you move to sixth, seventh, eighth grade. If you don't get all A's, you kind of move from sixth, seventh, eighth grade.
Yeah.
However, if you don't have the right study habits and the basic skills, when you get to high school, we all know once you get to high school, what happens? You have to earn credits, right? And so on average, Black males, that group is a larger group of students who don't earn the credits freshman year. And so there's just a larger pool of those who drop out. And then there aren't as many programs for Black males who don't at least follow the course in a basic way, right? And so that turns to Black males looking for other opportunities in order to make ends meet. And a lot of times that's in a legal form to make that money. And so there's a lot of things we have to look at in terms of our communities and the support that we are providing Black boys, because statistically they are the lowest performing group, but also have the least amount of resources allocated to them in terms of their upward mobility.
What are some of those resources that they need, and why do they need more resources for Black women if they're coming from the same communities to succeed?
Um, when I think about those resources, I think about those are the resources to obtain jobs and skills. So I don't necessarily look at it. We talk a lot about achievement gap. That's what you hear mostly. But what we really have is an opportunity gap. And so Black males specifically need opportunities to obtain skills that allow for them to obtain jobs. And so we have to do a better job of allowing giving Black males opportunity to develop the skills necessary that will allow for them to be successful in life and showcasing the different pathways of success.
Gotcha. So tell me a little bit about the Black Man Can Inc. And what that means for the youth and the next generation coming up beyond Gen Z. What is the Black Man Can?
The Black Man Can Incorporated is a nonprofit organization. It is a lifestyle brand. It is a digital media platform focused on celebrating, educating, inspiring Black men and boys. It is focused on amplifying and creating stories to show what Black men and boys can do. It is making sure we showcase the positive contradiction to the prevailing Black male image of today. I started it as a blog in April of 2010. And so here we are going on 11 years, and it's grown into this organization that's just trying to create tremendous impact in communities and in the lives of Black men and boys.
So how can we get involved if we want to get involved with the Black Man Can? What are some of the events that you guys are putting on? And if we want to speak at the events or if we want to be a part or donate, what can we do? How can we get started?
Yes, so you can go to theblackmancan.com or theblackmancan.org, and there's different forms you can fill out if you would like to volunteer. If you would like, one of our staple programs, the Building a Better Brother Summit, which is right now virtually, but it also, when the world opens back up again, we'll be back in person, which is our conference for young men, and we go to different cities and communities and do our Building a Better Brother Summit. So you can reach out to us all through the websites. Then we also have our merchandise in terms of you can donate or purchase merchandise through those websites. Again, even when you buy a hoodie or you just donate $25, it is all going to impact the life of a Black boy so they can attend the summit or any one of other our programs that we offer.
Oh, that's nice. So what motivates you to be such a positive influence to young Black men? Like, what's a little bit about your story and how you came up, just for people so they can be inspired. What is motivating you to have the Black Man Can, to be getting your EDD, to be the Black man that you are now? What is that?
I think what motivates me is just knowing that I'm walking in ordered steps. I think ideas are spiritual children seated by God inside of us, and He places the people around us and the tools around us to manifest those ideas into reality. And so I just kind of push forward, and when I get an idea or a thought, I'm just trying to do my part. I'm just trying to do what I feel God wants me to do. Always remembering my why in terms of why I started different endeavors, and just pushing through. That's kind of how I really see it. It's just that's the responsibility that He's given me, and yeah, that's kind of it. It's that's what keeps me motivated, keeps me going. I'm just a guy trying to do his part to make a difference. I believe we connect the islands of success that allows for us to create collective and sustainable change.
So when you're talking about young Black boys and having disadvantages, were you one of those young Black boys that kind of overcame the odds, or were you one that was a little bit more advantaged in the spectrum?
I mean, that's a good question. I think I come from, I don't know, I would say working class, life. Yeah, I wouldn't say.
Were you middle class though? Like I can say I know I grew up middle class, upper middle class.
No, I wasn't. I mean, my mom spent considerable amount of time, with government assistance. So my mom didn't necessarily make enough money for us to have everything that we needed. So we had Section 8, we had food stamps and everything like that growing up. So I don't know. I don't know what you would classify that as. Maybe working poor, maybe. You know. And so
I ask you that because I want to know if it's something that drives you, because there may be someone out there watching this that needs to hear that story. And I know coming as a Black woman, I don't have the Black man experience. Life is a little bit different for me. I still have my own struggles and things I come up against. But I think sometimes young men need to hear that other young Black men that are successful, what they came up against. And so that's why I'm asking you, what are some things you came up against and how you got to where you are now, just in case someone is watching this and they're inspired by your story.
Yeah, I think if anything, growing up, I wanted to be a sports broadcaster. Nowadays you see lots of Black men who are sports broadcasters. But growing up, I remember Ahmad Rashad and Stuart Scott were like the two that I just remember, catching on television. And I just remember knowing that I wanted to be something, but not having a lot of images of men who actually have done that look like me. And so that's part of the growing up in terms of the inspiration around creating a Black Man Can, because it really stems from a place of once you make an observation, you have an obligation. So I made an observation that Black men and boys need to see positive images of themselves and need to have their stories told. And so therefore I had an obligation to create it. And so that's kind of the impetus and even maybe the motivation as well to push forth the mission and vision.
Gotcha. So where do you see the Black Man Can? Where do you see your dreams? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? So long term.
Yeah, in terms of the Black Men Camp, we're going to continue to grow. We're going to do some more creating content. Got some different like show ideas and just content ideas that I think will be really cool. We'll continue to amplify the content that's made by people all over the world around highlighting Black men and the work they're doing, Black boys, and the contributions that they're making. And so we'll just continue to grow there, continue to grow our fundraising. Look forward to getting back to in-person events. We host dinners, we host brunches for Black men. We'll also do relationship brunches called the Power Couple Brunch. So we have all these different things, and so just thinking about how we bring some of those things back into the fold once the world opens back up again. In terms of myself, in the next 5 years, I should be doctor frame because I'll finish school. So that's cool, and I hope and I'll have started my family, and that will be something that's exciting as well. So.
Oh, that's nice. So let me ask this question: are you seeing someone? Because I know some women probably want to know: are you seeing anybody?
I'm single.
Are you dating? But you're dating probably. But
I'm single, so I'll answer. That's how I guess I could answer the question. I'm single, so.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I got a shout to the ladies, some of them that were watching even, a few weeks ago. They want to know, are you single? Because, you have these goals that are long term, and whatnot. And it seems like in the next 5 years, that's a goal of yours. So
It is. It is.
shout out to women who are looking for committed relationships.
Absolutely. I mean, it's something I plan. I want to be intentional about. And I look forward to embarking upon like that next. It's kind of like just really thinking about the next phase of life. The goals and the accomplishments; those things will happen. But he who findeth a wife findeth favor in the Lord. And so, as in internalizing that, it's to even internalize that there's a level of happiness, a level of blessings, and a level of favor that you will not receive without making that commitment. It doesn't mean that my businesses won't be successful. It doesn't mean that, my dreams or goals professionally won't happen. They absolutely will. But there's other levels of happiness, success, and blessings that will come into my life through that. And so I look forward to that happening.
Oh, that's good. Well, I just want to say thank you for talking to me. See, it didn't take that long. It's not that rough, Thank you for chatting us to give us a better understanding of what the Black Man Can is. Because when I first saw it, all I thought was, oh, this is cute. They put up videos. Whoever runs this page puts up videos of nice little cute Black families doing different things, Black men uplifting their kids and whatnot. So it's good to see the face behind the work. So thank you.
Kayla, thank you so much for thinking enough of the work to want to highlight it. Been a big fan of yours since, before, I remember reaching out to you just through direct message, just saying, hey, you got your events and stuff. If there's any way we can support. So big fans over here, and we'll continue to support in any way possible. So, let us just continue to just know that we are here to be a support to you and all your endeavors as well.
Well, I appreciate that. Post-COVID, we will definitely get together and we will definitely make something happen with that. Because young Black men need to know about entertainment industry. They need to know about their options. Like you said, you want to be a broadcaster, but there's a lot of behind the scenes options that you can do too and be very stable in and make a great career off of. Like there's a lack in film editing and things like that. So we will definitely connect, excuse me.
No, I absolutely, I think that's important. I mean, that's even one reason why the Black Man Can't exist, is so that young Black males know all the different spaces and places. Because a lot of times, entertainment, you just think actor, right, or actress. Those are just, because that's what you see. You see the award shows, but it's like, no, there's so many different roles within that space, or even in sports, right? When I talk to the young men about sports, like they see the athlete, right, but like most people don't know that referees make almost $150,000 to $200,000 a year, plus the free travel, right? So like you can aspire to be a referee, right? So it's like there's so many different integral roles in every different industry, and we have to make sure our young men know about these opportunities.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Brandon. I will be in touch with you. I appreciate you sitting down, taking some time for me. I know it's been a little rough with the timing and everything, so I appreciate it.
No, no problem. Anytime.
All right. I will talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.